What's up, peeps, and welcome back to the Lionel B Show. It's your first time tuning into the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the videos, man. Also, make sure y'all click that notification bell button so anytime I drop a brand new video, y'all be the first ones to get it. Now, some of y'all, if y'all are not receiving my brand new videos, man, make sure you hold down the bell button and make sure it says all instead of personalized. Now, and also make sure y'all follow me on my Instagram. That's at the Lionel B Show. Now, y'all know Ryan Henry said he was actually going to come out and make a statement, and it looks like he finally has. Well, sorta. I mean, a lot of the information he's saying, man, is not really lining up with what we already know and what's been already put out there. And definitely, I want to send a big shout out, man, to The Breakfast Club and Angela Yee for giving me credit on breaking the story. I know there's been a lot of other bloggers out there that came out with the same story, but The Breakfast Club shouted Lionel B out for breaking that particular story.
Ryan Henry was sleeping with his child's mother, his son's mother, and he found out via her text messages. Well, he just recently revealed how he even saw those text messages. Here he is.
And my son picks up her phone and he says, "I know mommy's code." He opens her phone and I went to the text, and the only thing I did was put Ryan's name in because I had suspicions. But I thought it was something wrong with me to be having suspicions. I'm like, he's the godfather of my son. I mean, why do I have these suspicions? But the first thing I did was type in Ryan's name, and a whole conversation came up.
Damn.
Right now, more in this interview on the Lionel B Show. Here he is talking more about the aftermath once he found those messages after his son, I guess, showed him the password, showing the messages on his mother's phone.
I beat cancer October the 23rd, and we had a small get-together at Ryan's house. Ryan is on my right side, and she's on my left side.
Damn.
And I'm giving a speech thanking them for supporting me. And if you look at the video, you look at Ryan's face, I can tell he's disturbed.
So, man, y'all check out this quick clip of him breaking it down. And right after that, we're going to get into the Ryan Henry story and his side. So y'all make sure y'all watch this video in its full entirety.
Well, I was at her house, and she was in the bathroom, and my son picks up her phone, and he says, "I know mommy's code." And I'm like, "No, you don't." And he said, "Yes, I do." So I was like, "Show me." He shows me. He opens her phone. When thinking about going through her phone, I don't go through her phone. And I went to the text, and the only thing I did was put Ryan's name in because I had suspicions. But I thought it was something wrong with me to be having suspicions. I'm like, he's the godfather of my son. I mean, why do I have these suspicions? So I never said anything about him. But the first thing I did was type in Ryan's name, and a whole conversation came up.
And what was that conversation like?
I mean, it was disturbing. Like one of them was August the 11th. And on August the 11th, she had moved to a new location, a new address, so she was sending him the address to where she lives at. And that day sticks out. As you can see, I remember the day because the next day we went on a father and son trip with our boys, and I see texts about eating coochie, but hers was so fresh. He had just got the shower, he couldn't resist it, and things of that nature. One series of texts I'm reading, it's another family outing, but this time it's with his family and my family. And in those messages, he's like, "Hey, I won't even be around Rachel." So of course, we were all there, and they were making all these type of, comments and joking, and, at my expense and at Rachel's expense. And I beat cancer October the 23rd of 2019. That's the day that the doctor actually called me and told me that I had actually beat cancer. And we had a small get-together at Ryan's house. And I'm actually giving a speech thanking all of them. Ryan is on my right side, and she's on my left side. And I'm giving a speech thanking them for supporting me, for beating cancer. And if you look at the video, I never noticed it before. But if you watch the video, you look at Ryan's face, I can tell he's disturbed. And not saying that that was something to make it better, but I can tell he's disturbed. If it happened once, say y'all was drunk, you don't know what happened. Even twice, and y'all after that second time, we knew we were wrong and we hated it happen. Trust me, man. Like that's my brother to me. She's my son's mother. My son is everything to me. I was willing to. I would have been willing to like work through that, but you guys had sex probably like I think she like over 20 times, a year and a half, and all those messages and all those texts. Not one time did anybody say like we should stop this, you know. And actually, 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with depression from the cancer, from fighting cancer, and it's like I think PSTD, something of that nature, from me battling cancer for 3 years, and everything my body went through, you know, um, I had surgery, I had treatment, you know, and things of that nature, and I only told Ryan and Nina that because I'm a black man, and I'm an older black man, and depression, mental health. I'm bred. Well, I always have to be strong, and I'm always trying to be strong. So I didn't want anybody to know that I was battling depression, because I looked at it as a form of weakness. So I only told them too, because I have a very small circle to begin with. Like those are my two go-to people for everything, for everything. And so I only told them to. So you guys knowing I'm battling depression, I'm on medication, and you still do this. Like even then, when you found out I had been diagnosed with depression, it's like somebody could have cared enough about me to say, you know what, man, what if he finds out about this? Man, that might push him over the edge, you know? And that didn't happen. It's that still wasn't it. So it was nothing that could make them stop doing what they were doing. It's like, what did you guys think was gonna be? Did you want to be a family? Like what, And like I told them, I made you my son. If I'd have died from cancer on my deathbed, they would have been there. He'd have been on one side of me, she'd have been on the other side of me. And as I'm dying, one of the things that would help me die in peace is knowing that he has my son. And he's going to look out for my son because he's my brother for one, but you his godfather for two. So I asked her that. I said, y'all would just let me die. And like, let me go in my grave blissfully ignorant to the fact that y'all been fucked.
Now y'all peep this, man. Now that is his friend's side, and you could tell he's definitely distraught in the video, man. When y'all check it out, he's definitely distraught. He's feeling some type of way. Now, of course, Ryan Henry couldn't just let that go down like that. He had to come back in and defend himself. So here is Ryan Henry's actual take on it. And let me know what y'all actually take away from this, man. It's kind of comical. I don't want to spoil it for you. Some of y'all that may not have seen it, but check it out, man, and let me know what y'all feel about this.
So as many of y'all have seen in the last week, it came out that that I had slept with a friend of mine's ex and also the mother of his child, which happened to also be my godson's mother. That was true. There were situations where that happened almost about 2 years ago, and then more recently, within the last 2 months. And then y'all got this last week, and it's been seemingly as much as it was coming out repetitively that I wasn't saying nothing about it and that I didn't care. That wasn't the situation. That's far from what it is. I think literally when y'all got the information, I was in Vegas. But one big part about that is that, myself and all the parties involved, we had talked. We had talked because this had come about a week and a half before that. So between myself, my friend, the woman involved, my kid's mom involved, and then some of our other friends, we had all talked. It was a bigger situation that was going on, throughout that whole last week and a half. So, we had all talked. Most of y'all know, especially from Chicago, y'all know Anthony and I as, friends. Some of y'all know us as brothers. Y'all known us as friends for a long time. So the weight of this situation, for what it is, was just heavy. It was heavy, but we dealt with it. I think the main initial purpose was that when y'all got it, I was still in Vegas, and it was coming out day by day by day on blogs about this, and I didn't say anything. I wasn't addressing it. To y'all understanding, we had already addressed it. It seemed like I didn't talk to him, or we didn't speak or anything like that. We had been talking every day since, it came out a week and a half before that. So we had been talking about our friendship. We had been talking about, our mistakes. We had been talking about, our brotherhood. How do we continue on as friends? What's going on with our children? So, we had been talking about it for at least a week, every day, even up until that day. So when it came out to y'all, for unbeknownst reasons, that, it wasn't for me to directly go and counter what made him go and put that to the internet. Him and I had already talked about it. Him and I had addressed it. It wasn't me running from it. It wasn't me not talking to him. We had already addressed it. We had been addressing it.